Hi there, everyone. Welcome back to 3 News Now. Today is Thursday, December 2nd. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thank you for being here for the top stories from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. And if you're just joining us, that's what this is. This is a daily rundown Monday through Friday of the top stories from WKYC.com. So this show is completely put together by what all of you here in Northeast Ohio are interested in from our stories that are on the app and the website. So let's start with the first story that people are taking a look at today. There was a bomb scare in downtown Cleveland today, but we have gotten the all clear from the Cleveland Police Bomb Squad. We know that there was a bomb scare at the Federal Building in downtown Cleveland. This is on East 9th Street, but it was at about 12:14 p.m. that we got the all clear from the Cleveland Police and said that the scene had been turned over to Federal Protective Services. The roadways started reopening around noon. There was a bomb squad that was called to the Federal Building this morning. It was around 11 a.m. that we got that information. The Cleveland Division of Police Bomb Squad assisted the Homeland Security team in checking a vehicle that was near the building. But again, all clear. Now today, President Joe Biden talked about his winter plan for combating COVID-19 and also the Omicron variant, the new variant that people have been alerted about that we do know is now in at least 2 states here in the United States. What the president talked about today was a requirement for private insurers to cover the cost of at-home COVID-19 tests and also tightening up of testing requirements, tightening up of testing requirements for people that are coming into the U.S. Now, this is regardless of their vaccination status. Now, you may be aware that other countries are closing their borders or reimposing lockdowns, but officials here say that President Joe Biden will not be imposing additional restrictions, but he is recommending that Americans wear masks indoors in public settings. He says, "We will fight the virus not with shutdowns or lockdowns, but with more widespread vaccinations, boosters, and testing, and more." Now, right now, there are about 100 million Americans who are eligible for boosters under our current U.S. policy. More are becoming eligible every single day. What officials believe, though, is that convincing people who have already been vaccinated to get that third booster shot will be a lot easier than getting the about 43 million adult Americans who are not yet vaccinated against COVID-19 to do that. This is despite public campaigns to try and get people to get that vaccination. And President Joe Biden's vaccination or testing requirements for workers at larger employers is now being held up by legal challenges. Again, these are temporary legal challenges. We'll have to see how that all shakes out. But today, the president called on businesses to move ahead and impose their own mandates on workers so that they can stay open without outbreaks. Now let's take a look at the latest numbers from the Ohio Department of Health, and it is another big number today, everybody, of new COVID-19 cases reported. The total number today, 9,131 new reported cases of COVID-19. That's an increase from yesterday, which was already a big number, that number around 8,900. Right now, the total number of people in Ohio who have been reported to have died related to COVID-19, 26,587. Right now, almost 4,000 people in the hospital being treated for COVID-19. That exact number, 3,916. Out of that, 988 people are being treated in an intensive care unit for COVID-19. Now, we know a little bit more about Cleveland Mayor-elect Justin Bibb's transition team, and a familiar face has been added to that team. Dr. Amy Acton will be a part of that team. You remember her as the former Ohio Department of Health director. She'll be part of a 75-person transition team, which Cleveland Mayor-elect Justin Bibb has called emerging and experienced leaders. A little bit about Dr. Amy Acton's resume. She was a past advisor to Governor DeWine in the early days of the pandemic. She stepped down in August of 2020. In an interview later with The New Yorker, she said that she did so because she was afraid she would have to sign health orders that would go against her Hippocratic oath to do no harm. Then in February, she came back on the scene, stepping down as her role from the director of Kind Columbus at the Columbus Foundation because she was considering a run to replace U.S. Senator Rob Portman, who said he will not be running for re-election in 2022. In April, though, she decided that this was not the right time for her to do that, and now she'll be part of Justin Bibb's transition team. He's 34 years old. He'll be the second youngest mayor of Cleveland. There are 10 subcommittees on this team. Dr. Acton will be on the health subcommittee. He will be signed in at the beginning of the year. This will be Cleveland's first new mayor in 16 years. In other political news, Republican gubernatorial candidate Jim Renacci, he's been a vocal critic of Governor Mike DeWine. He is running against him. Governor Mike DeWine, presumably running against him. Governor DeWine has not formally announced that he will be seeking re-election, but today, while announcing his running mate, Renacci said that he would encourage the city of Cleveland to close the Burke Lakefront Airport in order to develop that lakefront property. This has been a lot of contention, a lot of conversation about why Cleveland hasn't necessarily developed that lakefront property. So he says he would encourage the city to do that. And he announced his running mate would be Dayton area filmmaker Joe Knopp. Now, Renacci is a wealthy business person. He's former mayor of Wadsworth and a congressperson. He lost a bid to unseat U.S. Senator Sherrod Brown in the 2018 election. He also said that he opposes the wind turbine projects on Lake Erie and asked whether he would encourage Ohioans to wear a mask and get the COVID vaccine. He said that's a decision left to individuals and their doctors. Now let's turn to the sports world. Major League Baseball is in the middle of its first lockout for players and work stop since 1995. The collective bargaining agreement between players and the league expired on Wednesday night. So owners locked the players out in a move to try and get their way in the negotiations. But this could potentially threaten spring training and opening day, although this is being done in the offseason to hopefully offset that. But we do know that pitchers and catchers are supposed to report for spring training on February 16th. So that's about 70 days for them to come to a deal here. The strategy is the management's equivalent of a strike under federal labor law. And this is the first time there has been a work stoppage in more than 26 years in Major League Baseball. Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred wrote in a letter to fans that they believe that this is the best way to protect the 2022 season. He basically said that he thought that the players' union, was asking for things that were unreasonable, and he said that they would threaten the game and threaten teams' ability to be competitive. Now, a players' union statement called this lockout specifically calculated to pressure players into relinquishing rights and benefits and abandoning good faith bargaining proposals that will benefit not just players but the game and the industry as a whole. Now let's talk about what's happening on social media. The photos. If you've taken a look at baseball teams' websites, you notice the players' photos are gone, but the management's photos are there. This is because legally, the teams do have to pull down those images because during this lockout, they cannot profit off the images and likenesses of the players. Now, you get into a bit of a sticky situation when you're talking about merchandise that already exists and selling that merchandise, but still, in a petty response to that, several players have made their profile pictures on social media the avatars that the websites have put up in place of their actual photos. So they are grayed out faces that are completely nondescript. Just take a look around social media and you'll see it. I actually tweeted it, so you can find it at _Stephanie Haney. I do love a good petty sports reaction, and I have to say that is a well-played move from the players who are hoping to get their way in the course of these negotiations. Now let's talk about basketball. Last night, the Cleveland Cavaliers ended a long losing streak in Miami. They have not won on the road in Miami for 20 games. The last time they won a game there was January 25th, 2010, but they did it last night. Kevin Love scored 22 points, and Jarrett Allen put 19 points up and 11 rebounds. Darius Garland had 16 points. Evan Mobley had 17 points and 11 rebounds, and it was a good showing for the Cavs, who will be taking the night off tonight. Also, Evan Mobley, congratulations to him. The rookie has been named the Kia NBA Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month. So congratulations to Evan Mobley out of USC. Go Trojans. Fight on. Fight on. And thank you, Evan Mobley, for performing like you have been for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, the Cavs will take on the Washington Wizards on the road tomorrow at 7 p.m. We have some football news for you, too. The Cleveland Browns Chief of Staff, Callie Brownson, has been named head coach of the 2022 U.S. Women's National Tackle Football Team. This is a very big deal because the team will be competing at the International Federation of American Football Women's Tackle World Championship. That is quite a mouthful, in Finland from July 27th through August 8th. Callie posted on social media today, this is a big day, and she thanked USA Football for giving the opportunity and for the Browns organization for helping her grow into someone who could take on this role. She said it's time to chase the gold. She said also, this is a big challenge for her, a big challenge for the women. The world is coming for the U.S. team, she said. They've won 3 gold medals. By the way, this will be the 4th event. The U.S. has won every single time, so obviously they want to bring home a 4th win, but everyone is going to be coming for the U.S. So Callie will be in charge of 45 women on the roster as well as 7 assistant coaches. This will be the top 8 women's national teams in American football. It's the 2022 IFAF Women's Tackle World Championship. It'll be the 4th edition of it. Again, the U.S. trying to take home the gold medal for the 4th time to make it a perfect showing. In radio news, Bill Lewis is retiring from 98.5 WNCX after decades in Cleveland radio. He said today this will be the 411th month that he's got to hang out with his fans, and at the end of the month, he's going to retire. He said everything has to come to an end sometime. He says the last 2 years have kind of taken a toll on him. His health is fine, but he's just tired. So he's ready to say goodbye, and we have his full retirement announcement on WKYC.com. One more thing to let you know before we go here. If you want to stay in the original Home Alone house, you can now do that. Airbnb is offering it up for one night only for just $25. Those reservations open on December 7th, so that's next Tuesday. And it will be hosted by none other than Big Brother Buzz McAllister. And he says his little brother Kevin's rules are in play. So if you want to eat all the cheese pizza you want, watch all the rubbish you want, you just go for it. So this will be decorated with twinkling lights, a trimmed tree, and you can choose your own adventure based on things that happen in the movie. Obviously, this seems to be part of a marketing plan to promote the latest Home Alone film, Home Sweet Home Alone, on Disney+. Here's the catch. If you want to do it, you have to get yourself to and from Chicago. But that's not too far for us here in Northeast Ohio, so why not throw your hat in the ring? You can find out how to sign up for that. That opens up on December 7th. That's on Airbnb. We've got that linked on WKYC.com. All right, that's it for your 3 News Now update today for Thursday, December 2nd. Everyone have a wonderful day. I will see you back here tomorrow with more 3 News Now.